9/11 and zeitgeist.
The best video I've ever seen yet on the 9/11 subject is www.911let's roll.org. You have to see it. It's an hour. It's about an hour and a half, an hour and a quarter. And I want to tell you something. After seeing that video, if you don't think it was a conspiracy, then I don't know what to tell you. But
so, are you affiliated with the investigations at organizedcrimewaves.com?
Yeah, we're all kind of affiliated. I'm here in Connecticut. I have my own group. I am a targeted victim. I've been a victim now almost 8 years with directed energy. I'm a person that was implanted against my will with telemetric implants as well. I have been through the gamut with this thing. I'm considered what people would call a whistleblower. I found out a lot of information I shouldn't have seen. I've seen a lot of corruption that I shouldn't have seen. So my story is on the website. I put a very basic story on my website. It's under victim statements. Freedom Fighters for America.com. But basically, I do have a group. We're a patriot group. We do advocate. We hold rallies, that type of stuff in this. We are affiliated with organized crime waves that work together with Liz and National Care. But, our basic thing is to get the word out there about, directed energy. There's just so much corruption in our government right now. There are people on the street literally being targeted by directed energy. And there's thousands of us worldwide. At least 10,000 in this country, and probably close to 1 million people, I would say, that are targeted with directed energy, some of which aren't even aware of it. Chemtrails, I don't know if you've ever heard of that. There's so much on this subject. I know somebody who just deals with medical abuse, doctors who kill patients. It's a very, very broad subject, and it does have to do with the FBI and the CIA, their targeting system. It's like a continuation of MK Ultra, only the technology is more so today. It makes it easier to target people with microwave weaponry. As a matter of fact, Don Friedman, who is one of our targeted individuals who has a lawsuit against the federal government, and he was targeted with microwave weapons, and the person operating the microwave literally burned a hole in one of his boots that he was wearing. And when he had it analyzed and brought it into the courtroom, they couldn't throw it out because there was no way to say it was anything else but a microwave weapon. And the judge actually put in an order, and they actually literally got documents declassified from the Army about microwave weaponry and the effects that it has on the human body and all this. So, it was very good to have it declassified. It was put out over the Internet as well. Some sites carry that. And, you can see what this stuff literally does. For years they were saying, well, this stuff is only in, it isn't out there. It's not functional. It's only an experimentation. When in fact it's been used on people for many years. And this is part of the proof of that.
So the case actually went to a courtroom, and they decided.
Well, it is in the courtroom. It's in federal court right now. There's been no conclusion for it. Most targeted individuals, even if you have evidence, the judge will say it comes under national security and all this other stuff, and they will dismiss the case automatically. Automatically. You will not have your case heard. Yes, really, and it happens. It happens to a lot of people.
So what advice would you have for people that have been going through this particular situation?
I think, my first piece of advice, I have different pieces of advice, but I'll tell you something right now. There's no immediate solution to your problem. When you become a target of directed energy weapons, that means you're a target. This is usually how people wind up being targets. For whatever reason they become a target, whether it's for a vendetta, whether you're a whistleblower, whether, you're targeted because of research and development, for whatever reason that they target you with, they target you like this. They have someone to sign an affidavit that you're a criminal, that you're a pedophile, that you're whatever, okay? They sign an affidavit to that, they take it to a judge stamps it, and then it is dropped to the Department of Justice or the Department of Defense. Usually it's the Department of Justice or the FBI. They put you on a targeting list. It's like a government watch list. They consider you a criminal, or they list you actually, here's the actual listing, the designation is an enemy combatant, okay?
So they're using deception to try to convict people of
they use,
charges.
Yes, they do. They will do that, and then what happens when you get on that list, that gives them permission, according to the Patriot Act, to enter your home, to poison you, or to use these directed energy, which is not legal. That's not part of the system, but that's what they put you on the system because you can't open your mouth because there's no place to go to. No one will believe you. Okay? Even local enforcement agencies are in on this thing. So, if criminal acts happen to you when you're on there, they'll turn around and say, well, there's nothing I can do. You're being targeted by the military or whatever. And most of the time they won't even tell you that. They'll make you a target. They'll say, oh, well, you're crazy, we're going to have to take you in now. And then they'll drop you in a mental ward, and then they'll kill you in a mental ward. That's how serious this is. That's how very, very serious these crimes are. It's just, in order to get a full, idea of what targets go through, I would suggest you go to a lot of the websites. .net is a good site to go through. They have incorporated in there MC Forums, that's Mind Control Forums, which was created in 1995. It has an archive in MC Forums that is very, very vast, and has many, many different stories of individuals, and not only from this country, but from the Netherlands and all over the world that, have been targeted and are targeted. There's pictures even on my site that I've gotten from the forum of people who were illegally implanted against their will. They have biometric or telemetric implants in their bodies that they can be tortured with day in and day out. There are people, that they have the systems now called the neurobrain radio transmitter that is shot up through your nose into your brain and connected into cochlear implants of the ears that they can generally send direct signal to you via cellular, and they can read your thoughts, every thought that you have, and transmit back to you, right to your brain. Okay, and they can take systems. They tie radio systems into your electrical system of your home or apartment, and they could literally broadcast under ultrasonic waves right to you. If you have an MRI or whatever, MRIs record your radio signal frequencies from your brain, and they use that radio frequency so they could actually literally talk to you, even in a crowded room, and no one else can hear them talk but you. It's really weird. It's like what they're doing now in Manhattan, where they've been talking about, advertising. You walk past a product and the thing speaks to you, and nobody else can hear it. That's what I'm talking about, the same thing. And it is, in fact, it does work. It is going on right now. On my website, you can see a lot of that under directed energy weaponry. There's some pictures of some of the stuff that they're using. There's also links on directed energy info, and on the main links you can go into other websites and take a look at that. Liz has it also on hers on organizedcrimewave.com.
I understand this technology goes back to 1949 with a man named Dr. Alan H. Frey. He had found a unidirectional microwave antenna that was capable of making deaf people hear. And the government, I guess, had some bigger plans for that, so nobody had heard about it. But now you can actually find that information on the Internet if you search for Dr. Alan H. Frey.
Oh, yeah, I know. I've read it myself. It comes under also with the Tesla coil and that kind of thing. The Lidum machine, which was a Russian invention. Mind control goes back a long time. I mean, it's through the Chinese, the Russians, the Germans. The Germans were working on people in concentration camps with mind control, and brain type of things. And this goes back with Project Paperclip. They were taking literally Nazi scientists out of Germany.